Let me try to explain as best I can the possible thoughts that many progressives want to express but can't at this time. And I'm not a progressive, I'm an independent, but I know a lot of progressives, deeply close to many friends, family. And so I've been talking with them. And I think the hardest thing for them is they see the death of Charlie Kirk and they're immensely saddened by it, against it, emotionally hurt by it, but they are equally and has been equally in pain over the deaths of innocent lives that have been happening over in Gaza, in other places that go overlooked, that get ignored by people on the right. They defend certain things, they argue certain things. So yes, they disagree on a lot of the political stance, and a lot of the progressive look at that as you're enabling death, which in a sense, they're not wrong with that viewpoint. They're not justifying the death of Charlie. They're not saying this is what he gets. It is painful, clear across the board. But they want to see changes made in mental health, with gun background checks. Not that this person, for all we know, did everything legally right. They were probably had a clear record for all we know. Obtained their gun 100% legal. So gun issue isn't the issue, perhaps, in this case. But mental health clearly is. So what is the right doing that's taking funding away from mental health? That's their argument in many cases. I saw a recent video that Charlie did where he seemed like his stance of Israel and what they're doing in regards to Gaza was shifting. Like he saw something and witnessed something during his visit where it didn't seem right, and he was starting to question some things, and that was recent. We didn't really get to see that develop, but I want to notate that. I want to give him credit there, because that's the whole point of debate. And that is why I always supported him debating. I didn't support everything he said, but I always support dialogue, because that's how you get people to think. That's how Charlie probably started to rethink his thoughts on Gaza, because he engaged with people. And instead of continuing to dig and debate more with Charlie, seeing how far we can get him to change more and hope, they thought the solution was taking him out. That is it. The coward way of showing that you can't win an argument, of showing that you're on the losing side. It's painful for everybody, and I think the majority of the people agree. And there's only a small percent of the sociopaths that are so emotionally weak and not intelligent that are the ones that are celebrating. So pay no heed to them. They truly are sick and mental, and that's why we need more mental health funding. And that is why both the Republicans and the Democrats need to prioritize that. But at the same time, there are gunshots and assassinations that barely got TV airtime. There were the public servants that was murdered, the woman. I don't even remember her name, that's how little airtime she got. Targeted by a radical psycho Republican. She didn't go around and wasn't as big of a mouth as Charlie, so that's why she didn't get as much airtime. So I'm smart enough to know why there is a difference. But there are people that will use that argument. Why the difference? She wasn't as impactful, unfortunately. But they are equal when it comes to the value of human life, and equal to the fact that there's a problem, and we need to admit that. And it's a mental health problem. And yes, there needs to be universal gun laws that protects people, not just state by state. There needs to be universal. Something that's established, that's not taking away your guns, but something that protects all of us, clear across the board, because there are states that you can just go to the store and get a gun without no background check. There are states that are that stupid. And there are states that have strict gun rules. And yes, a criminal will find the means to break the law. I get that argument. That's why I'm an independent. I get it. But that's why it needs to be a nationwide gun control law and reform, because there are some stupid redneck states that don't want to put any laws in acquiring a gun. which you and I both have common sense, knowing that that's just stupid as fuck. It's sad. None of it's right. And you're gonna have, unfortunately, a lot of people that will be woken up. And I say unfortunately because it did the opposite of what the shooter was hoping it would do. So, but good, because what he put all of his time and energy doing at least was not for naught. And that is a good way to go. I couldn't think of a better way to leave, to have such a legacy. Whether I agree with everything he left or not, he still left a legacy. That's more than you and I, probably. Whether it's a legacy we agree with or not, it's still a legacy that impacts the world. That's impressive. And that's something we should want to strive to have as well. Maybe that's something that aligns better with more truth, with more universal love, with more whatever you feel Charlie didn't get right. Fill in the blank, but you pursue that yourself then. It's not about the differences. It's about common ground. It's about debate. It's about meeting in the middle. It's about respect and valuing human life. It's not a fucking video game. It's not electronically living behind a screen and thinking it's just a click. This is real. It's mind-blowing how desensitized the world has become. And this is why.